All right, welcome to Rock Vegas, everybody. This is Glen Rockney. So the Raiders are dead, and I had to have somebody on here to help me do the eulogy. This is Matt Fallon, Silver and Black today, Raider Ramble. What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, man. It's a lot of losses in a 5 day period there.
So we got four losses in 5 games.
Yeah, and then two losses in 5 days. So
Correct. Yeah. Well, yeah,
bad.
that
Yeah.
doesn't great on the December calendar, does it?
Well, that's a Gruden thing.
It is. Yeah, you turn the calendar to December. I mean, he gives you a little taste of it in November, and then it
I
turns
don't know.
into December. So let me brief us where we're at right here. So 30-27 lost to the Chargers. Brutal overtime, as you know, why not? And the Raiders the Chargers basically tried to hand the game to the Raiders 3 to 4 times, I would say.
It was like neither team wanted to put it away, dude.
Correct. Yeah, you had Herbert taking a sack in field goal range to win the game. Badgley missing two. Money Badgley missing 2 games. Mariota throwing a pick off of Zay Jones's hands.
Carlson wouldn't have made it anyway, but
correct.
The dropped snap on that.
No, that doesn't happen. 65 yards. They're running a quarterback sneak on with the clock running.
Yeah, dude.
Fantastic.
And then not running a QB read on the goal line or whatever,
Yeah, and boom, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So the Raiders are like they're done, and it was sad because I didn't really, even had they won this game, the Band-Aid was ripped off last week for me, personally.
The moment the Colts game was over.
Yeah, that was it. The minute that started, when Carr threw the pick six against the Colts, I was just like, well, that's it. We're done. That's it. So it's over. And you got a hint of it against the Falcons. And so who do you give me, like, your top 3 who's to blame right now?
Yeah, man. I mean, first off, I think it's like a organizational. There's something deeper than like who you can, it's obviously been 20, we're cursed. Like, I don't care,
I don't know how old you are. I'm 30. I remember barely any good Raider football.
Yeah, I'm 28, so it's like I have that I was 7 or 8 years old for all that.
You didn't appreciate it when it happened either. Yeah.
And then you got a glimpse of success in 2016, but if you remember correctly, those were all those wins were felt like we would have won that Chargers game right there. Or we would have won the Chiefs game. Like, we won every game that was close, and we had no matter when the play was needed, the play was made. Defensively, offensively, they would always get a fumble when they needed it or get a pick when they needed it. The defense was bad then, but they made plays. And so the number 3 person to blame, in my opinion, I have a hard time throwing them on this list, and people just call you a hater. But I don't think that Derek Carr is going to take you to the next level. And I've been very, very positive on him all season.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to people know me, and I've never been positive on him. And this season I've stood up for him so many times. And he didn't lose the game obviously he didn't play. He got hurt. But what Mariota showed me was pretty much anybody can hop into that offense and produce. And there was plays that he made that I've never seen Derek Carr make. He's extending plays, and he felt the pressure coming and rolled out. And so I don't blame Derek Carr for us losing 4 out of 5, but I don't think that he's going to ever put this team in a consistent playoff spot.
Yeah, one thing real fast. So I was with you probably until this season. I was kind of like, man, Carr just we're in purgatory with him. I was like, no, we'll never get where we need to be with him. Now, Carr is what he is. I agree with you. He doesn't create, right? If it's on script and the first read's open, first maybe even second read's open, we're good. But the thing is I think he's good enough that you can win with him. If Carr is on Indy right now, I think they have more wins. You know what I mean?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying, though, is it has to be perfect, and it's not.
But it should be good enough.
It's
That's all
not
I'm
all
saying.
on.
It should be good enough. You shouldn't have the last ranked defense. That's all I'm saying. Like that has nothing to do with him. And if you want to move on from him, that's fine. And there's things about Mariota. I'd like to see Miami game plan for him all week and then see what Mariota looks like before I can make that thing. Although Mariota played fantastic as a backup. I thought he was fantastic.
No, and I'm not saying I want Mariota to replace him. Like I'm saying that, like I tweeted that today. I don't think Mariota's a better quarterback. And people are gonna it's a microwave era. They're gonna look at it and they're gonna say, "Oh, like, you know, he just that dive for the touchdown." Well, you know, like you saw that yesterday. Like you said, you need to see the Miami game and you need to see what happens. Yeah. And then I think that where I was going was my second person is Gruden, and they parlay off of each
Nice.
other.
They parlay off.
You know, the fit to me. People want that to be a good fit, but it's not, because Gruden's offense is so conservative, and Derek Carr is conservative, and you could see yesterday Mariota extends the play and like takes a shot downfield. You need somebody that does that off script.
You want a quarterback that works around Gruden.
He has somebody that can create off script,
get over that obstacle of Gruden.
Because if you're going on Gruden's script, you get the conservative football, which there was flashes of yesterday. I mean, Gruden lost that game.
1,000%. I think he's fucked up the season. I think he has this franchise in a terrible place. And the only thing is to me is like I know that a competent franchise can win with Derek Carr. And the problem is I don't have this attachment to Derek Carr like all these other people, the people that come at you crazy. I don't have an attachment to him. It's not like I need the Carr to win. The problem is if you can't win with Derek Carr, I'm not sure you're going to win with anybody that's not some insane generational talent, which doesn't seem like somebody you're going to come across often.
Yeah, no, and I don't think that I don't see that guy being available for the Raiders this year. Like, they're not in draft position. They've won too many games to be able to get a Justin Fields, or Trey Lance is probably not going to be there. So I don't want to move on for Derek Carr. I think they can win with him. But there's some – I'm so frustrated that they have more holes going into this offseason than they did last
Good point. I'm with you there. 1,000%.
And I feel worse this year than I did last year at this point.
Last year felt like that when Del Rio, when they first drafted Cooper and they went 7-9, and you were like, oh, couple players and we're good, right? And then that transitioned into 12-4. I don't see 12-4 next year. Like, I'm scared. You know what I mean? Like, that's not on the horizon.
Lost you. No, I agree. And it's like, unless they just do some crazy stuff, and you're not going to win games with like Eric Harris and Dallin Levitt playing.
Why can't you get Joyner? Why isn't Joyner playing back there?
You're
down to your fucking last guy. Just try it once.
So yeah, I'd go, Carr, and it's not all his fault, but it's, the quarterback's going to get some blame. And then it's Gruden because he didn't fire Gunther earlier. He didn't address that problem in the offseason like he should have. And then his offense gets stagnant in the red zone. So like this month has been squarely on Gruden. And then number one, it's Mark Davis. That's something that people just kind of sweep under the rug. You go get this, you go get this coach and you give him all the power in the world.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a checks and balance system. Like, he can do whatever he wants. If he wants to fire Mayock tomorrow, he can. If he wants to, cut Derek Carr, he can. Like, he has no checks. He has no checks and balances.
He's got a Bill O'Brien situation. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a guy who comes in, he cuts the two best players on the team. Trades the two best players on the team to get this rebuild going that didn't need to happen. And he's getting a pass because they were rebuilding. Well, you created the rebuild.
Yeah, you blew it up.
This was your fault. And if you're going to do that, you have to hit. You can't tear this down and then be worse off after. And so,
yeah.
You look at the last two drafts. Who produced last night from the two drafts?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the three defensive players that they took with their 5 first-round picks didn't play. So that sucks. Like that's a bad sign. Damon Arnett has 2 concussions in back-to-back weeks. That's brutal. And I I think that the Raiders have 2 what are they 5 first-round picks in the last couple of years, and I still think they have a need at every position they drafted with those first-round picks.
Absolutely. I was talking about it earlier today. It's like, the biggest needs of this team are the same they were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And, like the best pick out of the last 2 drafts was maybe Trayvon Mullen. And
even
he
then,
had,
yeah.
I mean, and he's, hit and miss. Max Crosby for a 4th-round pick, he's played awesome. He can't do it by himself, but he's on Twitter DMing fans, and it's like, you got these guys that are losing, and they're losing bad, and they're on Twitter arguing with fans.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that and win, I have no problem with it. You're gonna come out flat.
If we were 11-2,
yeah, go.
And Max Crosby wanted to tell me to F off, cool. You know what I mean? But
I'm probably not getting on his case in the first place if we're 11-2.
No,
yeah,
you guys they've looked uninterested for like a month.
Yeah.
And dude, like the comparison. Sorry, I'm just gonna go off the rails here a little bit, but
Go ahead.
Comparisons that they make, when they say, you guys are just fans. You can't do this. Well, guess what? Duh. Like, I'm not telling you I can go run a cover 4 right now.
I can't block Max Crosby personally.
No, but you know what I could do? I could get burned in overtime, but for 52 yards like Nixon did.
Ooh.
Like, I could watch the receiver run by me.
Yeah.
Line me up, coach. Put me in.
Yeah, I'll take the salary. It's a good salary.
Yeah. So, like, my thing is, it's like, you guys have been playing bad for a month, and we're just fans. But you know what? Every Sunday I sit down on the couch for 3 hours. I watch the game, and that's my whole day. Like, we're all dedicated to it. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And Gruden, I don't think Gruden wants these guys on the internet arguing with people.
You think
he
so?
can't. There's no way that he's okay with that.
I think he doesn't give a shit.
If he's okay with that, he's completely lost that.
He's a media guy. I think when he went media, I think he was just like, not that he tells them to do it. I just think he's just like, yeah, let's get that Raider mentality, that fuck you mentality. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't, but it's like, it's been going on for so long that I can't see why he hasn't intervened.
Yeah, I mean, like, these guys are like, they're arguing every day. So I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't
maybe it's
get,
quarantine.
like,
Maybe it's the quarantine. I said that. I was like, maybe it's just they're locked down and they're like, I'm fucking bored. Let me check Twitter. I don't know. But Jacobs, these guys have been posting. These guys are younger than us. So like,
that's what I say. It's like you forget they're 23 years old.
And they grew up like literally their whole formative years. There's been some form of like Facebook or something. So it's tough.
Well, I was thinking about like Tim Brown. Okay. If he drops a pass in the end zone and some fan tells him, you know what, dude, fuck you, catch the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to catch the next one.
Yeah.
He's not going to argue with the guy.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, see that I've been bickering with people for 2 days on this, but I don't care what the fan said.
Yeah.
I don't care. Ignore it.
If I'm so much lower than you and I can't do your job, then why do you care what I say?
Like, dude, I'm going to work today to make my $28 an hour.
Nice brag.
Like, no, not really, but I'm just saying, like, who cares what I have to say? If you don't agree with it, move on.
Yeah.
Or get better. We got guys that can't run it. We got guys that don't know what their zone is. We got guys that don't know what the A gap is.
Let's get into that. Marinelli. What the fuck?
It's unfixable, bro. Like, they don't have the talent. Number one, first off, they had six white starting defensive players yesterday.
Yeah, that's a red flag, a white flag. Yeah.
Like, just end the game.
Yeah.
I
don't want a guy named Dallin ever covering anybody. Yeah.
Dude, like, okay, they kept him on the roster last year. It was a shocker. That was the shocker last year.
Yeah.
Then they did it this year again.
Yeah.
And
he's barrel rolls into the kicker.
He's a special teams guy, and you can't. We just don't have depth at all, and that's proof of how bad the draft classes have been.
Where do you put Mayock in that, though? So you had 3 guys. Where's Mayock? Do you just think Mayock has no power, or what?
I don't think that Mayock has the final say in anything.
Even the picks?
No.
Really?
No. You think he's like, if you read between the lines on every pick, like Gruden and his coaches have too much say. Like Gunther handpicked Cleveland Farrell.
That's what I kind of think too.
He handpicked Trayvon Mullen, and Mullen I like, but like
Mullen's in the wrong scheme.
And Gruden handpicked Ruggs.
Yeah.
I think maybe you could say Arnett was like a Mayock pick. Maybe. But there's no way to ever know.
I think Jacobs was Jacobs was a Mayock pick in my opinion.
But like, dude, like drafting, you can name any move that's been made the last 2 off seasons, and I'll tell you exactly why it's a bad move and why it was a bad move at the time.
Yeah.
And the only move I was really excited for this offseason was Nick Kwiatkowski.
Yeah.
And I thought that he, like, I was like, okay, cool, he's gonna fill a role. And then like I was like, okay, cool, Carl Nassib, you're gonna give him that contract.
Brutal.
Like that,
2 days in a free agency.
To earn that contract, and then you give Jason Witten $4.5 million 3 days in free agency. Like if they waited till the last day of free agency, Witten would have still been there, and we could have given him $600,000.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then Littleton was I thought it was a good signing, but I thought the money was a little high for like linebackers don't need to make that much money.
Off ball ones, yeah, for sure.
And then you have a guy like, Malik Collins was my favorite move, and obviously that hasn't panned out. And everybody kind of was excited about that one.
Yeah,
but you draft, I don't know, it's all just kind of questionable, and a lot of it just is like, Mike Mayock didn't want to go get Jason Witten.
I think he wanted Mariota. That's the one I thought he that was his guy because he had him high on his board, number 1 over Jameis.
Yeah, like Mariota proved you had a game, they're still in the playoff race. Like, barely, but you have to have a good backup, and yeah, I mean, it's probably proof that was a Mayock one because Peterman's been the number 2 all season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
Gruden likes Peterman, so Mariota gets nicked up in camp, and it's just it's frustrating because they had this roster last year that was 7-9 or 7-9, right?
Right, correct, yeah.
And so you have an opportunity to go over the top, and okay, we're going to improve. And you missed on every single move you made. You hit on like Nelson Aguilar, right? That's lucky. You signed this guy to a veteran minimum contract, basically, right? He was like, not a sought after free agent, right?
Like a backup for Ruggs.
And you got lucky. Like he's been awesome. He's been awesome, right?
Yeah.
You got lucky on him, and you got you could say they got lucky on Kwiatkowski too. Like you go get this backup middle linebacker from Chicago, and so it's frustrating because they didn't improve their roster at all. This season their roster is worse than it was last season.
I think on defense for sure. My take on this is I think the offense is actually like it's not good because I think the red zone it stalls. It stalls hard. You saw it with Mariota and you saw it with Carr, and that's why I think it's a Gruden thing. It's like, like something's weird that Jacobs they waste downs in the red zone. But on paper, I think this offense is actually decent.
Not talent.
No, but it's not enough. But like you have the third, like literally the worst defense in the league. I think if you had an average defense, this team is in a playoff spot. That's all I'm saying. So what would you like? I'm saying you can keep the offense, and I think there's a multitude of defenses this offense could win with. I don't think there's a multitude of offenses this defense can win with.
Maybe one.
Yeah, correct, and it's in the division.
Like they can't. Like, I think Kansas City would if you gave this defense and Kansas City's offense, they win 10 games.
Yeah,
but that you can't do that. So it's like, I think this offseason, I wouldn't touch the offense. Like, I mean, there's
correct.
little tweaks. There's tweaks I would make. Like, you hit on Devontae Booker, like, kind of. He had a couple good games, and everybody, like, was ready to crown him as this great offseason signing. They need a guy for what happened yesterday. They need a guy. Like, Jacobs is – he scored at the goal line often. He does the same jump over whenever they're on the 1 or 2 yard line. But at the 6, like, I want a guy that is like, I want a guy that's going to bruise through the line, you know, like, or use Alec Ingold, you know, like something, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, there's some little tweaks I would make, like Jalen Richard, like, he offers a good pass blocking guy. But he doesn't offer me enough to make $4 million next year.
No, I think he's gone.
And the reason I think that is that Jacobs has improved in his passing game. So you don't need to take him off the field for third down.
Correct.
So I don't know, man. The little things like that. And I think, like, you know, get younger on the O-line, like draft some guys that can.
I was going to say that. Rodney Hudson, you got to draft his replacement now. Rodney Hudson, the reason that run up the middle isn't there, it's Rodney and Gabe. And Denzel Good's there, but he's not
killed.
But he's and Rodney's great in the passing game. So I get killed. I've been killed for this because I've said Rodney Hudson is having an off year this year, and I think it's age, honestly. And Gabe Jackson is having a tough time, but that's Gabe, right? Since his second deal, it's been kind of. But
there's no way they keep him at $12 million next year.
Terrible. Yeah. It was barely a case this year. And then Denzel Good wasn't supposed to be starting. But can you depend on Richie Incognito coming off an Achilles at 38? No. So you have 3 needs on the offensive line that you didn't have last year. Yeah. Hold on. Come on. I'm a Trent Brown stan. Relax.
No, me too. Like, I don't think they're going to – like, people are all like, they're going to cut him for sure. But there's no way that Gruden is going to – like, the way that this team is set up right now, they have 4 key players, like, that you can't lose. Like, they have 4 guys that are, like –
agreed.
You know, Waller.
The best player on the team.
Colton Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Brown and Rodney Hudson are the only 4 guys that on that team right now that are, like, they're elite at their position.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? You know, like,
no, so, elite is correct. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, there's nobody else that you're like, this guy's top 5 at his position.
Yeah.
So they're not going to cut Trent Brown.
Hell no.
I don't think they are.
And they shouldn't. He had the year from hell. Like, I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and one of them was the training staff's fault.
Yeah, almost killed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
People forget.
Like, people are so quick to, like, create another hole on a team that can't afford another hole.
I do not want him cut.
And so I mean, Gabe Jackson, I think, is replaceable.
Yes.
Because he's not as good as people think. When you watch the film, he gets blown up way too often. And he's bad in the run game. So
very bad. You
know, you get a guy like that who's making $12 million, you can go get a really good guard for $5 million.
For about third of that.
You know, and save some money. And, you know, I forgot Tyrell Williams was making $11.5 million this year.
He's probably gone too.
You got about $60 million they can free up and not get worse.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. No, you're right.
Gabe can get restructured.
Yeah, I think he's just gone. Personally, I think he's going to end up signing somewhere else.
I think Tyrell Williams is a guy that you can maybe you'll see him get cut and then come back cheaper.
Yeah,
because he likes the Raiders and he likes Gruden.
Yeah,
Gruden likes him.
Yeah, I didn't hate him.
They've been missing that guy though. They've been missing that, like, he did some things well. You know?
Big guy, yeah, big guy, yeah.
You know, Brian Edwards was supposed to replace him, and you know, I don't know why he's not getting any snaps.
Yeah, Zay Jones took all his snaps yesterday.
Bro, I've never seen somebody that's so not electric. Like, he catches the football, and it looks like you. Did you ever have that? the thing where the football, the magnetic thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, of course,
in
yeah.
the football, they would just
Yeah.
run straight.
Yeah.
Yet he can levitate off the ground, but he
Yeah.
can't cut down the field.
Yeah, he's at the like factory setting when you create a player in a video game where it's like, yeah, he's not good yet, but I'll get him good in like a week. You know what I mean? But then he never gets better. Yeah.
He's like that Madden like overall like
Yeah.
71.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
where you're like, yeah. And I don't know, dude. He played catch in the park with Derek Carr, so everybody loves him.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And
I'm looking at the roster right now, and I'm like, there's a couple things you can do, like to improve your defense relatively quickly. And you need somebody that, like, they need first off to get a defensive coordinator that doesn't suck. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Gunther never improved. Like we saw the same mistakes happen every week. That's coaching.
Yeah. He was terrible. So what do you think? So for me in the draft, I look at what Carolina did in this draft.
Yeah,
I'm there. I'm not I think they touched maybe one offensive player, if I'm not mistaken. They went defense. They just said, give me the defense. And the Carolina had a worse roster going into the draft than the Raiders do right now.
They went all defense.
Yeah, Jeremy Chin, guys like that, yeah.
Well, and the Jeremy Chin was like, that was my favorite player.
I was big on Chin. I remember. Yeah,
I had him going to the Raiders at 20. And everybody was like, no way. They're not going to reach for him.
No way. They're taking Damon Arnett. Yeah, no one said that.
Nobody in the world had the Raiders taking Damon Arnett in the draft. I think he's going to be okay, though. Like, I actually, the few times he's played, I've seen some positives from him.
Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, it's enough.
But it's like,
tough position,
dude,
too.
You're supposed to have two corners that are up and coming, you know, and there's a guy that does the film breakdowns. I forget who it is. He's broken down Trayvon Mullen a few times, and he's like, dude, these are all the things he does wrong, right? And they all happened last night.
You talking about BD Williams or no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, BD's my guy. He's been on the show. He's great. Yeah,
dude, he nailed it. Like he's like, this is
he doesn't get things wrong. It's insane. Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's all like, this Mullen, does this, and like. Then you hear the announcers go, well, he did this, and it's the same thing. You know,
Joe Buck's watching the tape don't lie. Yeah. But
he had a bad game. He had a bad game last night.
Well, no, the thing with Trayvon Mullen is when he's off coverage, all the wide receiver has to do, run horizontally across the field. And Trayvon's not even in the camera frame. And that's a scheme thing. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you don't have him in the best position. He's a press man corner. Let him get physical on the line and shadow everybody across the field. That's what
you nailed it, because this is what the Raiders do. They draft people. You draft Lynn Bowden Jr. You switch his position, okay? And he's like a gadget player, and you aren't creative. Like, why draft a guy like that if you're not going to, like, they traded him away, but like, you think Gruden wouldn't be utilizing him?
No.
And then you get you switch his position, and there's no training camp, and because he's not learning the position quick enough, you cut him or you trade him.
No, something happened. I'm sorry. I don't buy for a second that somebody gets traded before they ever play a snap. Something happened, dude. He slid in
Lay Mayock's DMs.
No, he was doing coke with Henry Ruggs. That's my thing. I'm telling you, he got caught. This is my thing. He was doing something happened with like the prized possession of the team, and Lynn Bowden was like, and they're like, nah, dude, like, you're out of here. Because there's no way you're like, you always give it at least a year to be like, he sucks, but we'll see. You always give it a year.
Dude, I don't know. So he's a cool player, dude. Like, I loved him coming out, and like he's actually
dope with Miami.
He's playing.
Yeah,
he's gonna go for 100 on us, dude.
Oh god, dude, stop.
He is. Dude, we were getting torched last night by like two guys. Like Guyton, and then who is the Johnson?
Yeah. I'm laughing because Keenan Allen was out there with like half a leg.
He was like walking, and then like this Guyton is just like burning everybody.
I know, it's sad. It was sad. Dude,
if I'm a wide receiver in the NFL, I don't care if I'm like Keenan Allen's like, dude, I don't give a crap, dude, that I'm like can't even walk. I'm playing the fucking Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for – he probably thought he was going for 100.
Yeah. You said – okay.
Hunter Henry hasn't had a 50-yard game in like 5 weeks, and he's just like
First drive, he got that.
But there wasn't anyone within 10 yards of him.
It's bad, and that's why I don't. That's why when we go to the quarterback, the whole debate is just quarterback, and I'm like, fuck, dude, this team cannot stop anybody. Like, I'm not saying that there isn't an upgrade. I just think the list is smaller on upgrades you can make at quarterback than there is on defense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you find a Patrick Mahomes, go get him. I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm not a Carr's our guy. But there's so much shit you have to do on defense for even that quarterback to come in right away. And
what pisses me off is that Gruden's been here 3 years, and he not once has he taken a shot on like a quarterback in the second, third, or fourth round.
Right.
And like to sit behind Carr and like, you know, you might get lucky, you know. Like he hasn't ever thought like, let me groom a guy. Let me get a guy in here. Like, you know, trade back and take Jalen Hurts. You know, like something, you know, you know, yeah, Derek Carr is the least of the problems. And like that's coming from me. Like and Mariota and Carr, they're this like Mariota is not an upgrade.
No, he made a terrible throw in overtime, and people are just glossing over that.
Yeah, he's not an upgrade, but he's
Casey Hayward is like that ball's in his breadbasket, dude. Like
he's a serviceable guy. And like people, you know, Raider fans do that, dude. You know, you remember when like McGloin won one game and we were like,
I remember when he lost on Thanksgiving and they were ready to crown him.
Dude, Terrell Pryor, like same thing, dude.
That's what I saw from Mariota. I thought that was Pryor. That's what I thought that was.
And I think it's probably going to be ugly on Sunday.
I'm telling you, if he plays, they're going to game plan for him. They're not going to let him run.
Bro, Miami's got like a top 5 defense this year. They're good.
And Chargers stink. Yeah.
I hope Miami makes the playoffs because I like them.
No, they have 2 first-round picks. It's like, holy shit, this team is set, and they probably have their quarterback.
They're gonna have a top 5 pick.
Yeah, with Houston. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's insane. No, it's I don't know. So, do you have anybody? So let's say the season's over, like, right? But you know, we're basically going through the motions of the last few guys. You got anybody in the draft you got your eye on?
Yeah. So it just depends. I think like what happens the next 2 games because I was reading it today and the Raiders can go anywhere from pick 11 to 22.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
I don't think they'll have a chance at him, but I like Micah Parsons from Penn State.
Beast.
They're not going to have a shot at him, and that's what they wanted. They wanted Littleton to be him. So that'd be my guy, but they're not going to be able to get him. So I like Jay Tufele from USC. I cannot believe we did not attack our interior pass rush this offseason.
Oh, Malik Collins built the defense around him.
But a guy like Tufele is like he's rocketing up draft boards, and from USC, you know, and he has like I think he had like 5.5 sacks this year, and they've only played 5 games. That's the thing is like you have to watch tape on these guys more than you ever have before because like they're playing 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So like you're like this guy has 5.5 sacks, like that's pretty good. It's like a sack a game. You know, but I've watched him a lot, and I like the corner class is so good.
Is it?
Yeah, like this corner class is the best corner class in the last 5 years.
Mm.
And the Raiders, they took Arnett last year, so you can't really justify taking like a guy in the first round.
Every year in the first round. I don't care. But we got Patrick Mahomes in the division.
Dude, you got a lot of players, kids coming out corners.
Surtain, yeah.
Surtain, Samuel.
Yeah.
And then Joe Horn's kid, J.C. Horn.
That's right, J.C. Horn. Yeah, sure.
And all 3 of those guys are you know good athletes.
Studs, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the safety position, I like Paris Ford.
A lot of people like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Draft Jonathan Abram. You have a need at safety still. Draft Clelin Ferrell. Probably have a need at defensive end. Draft Josh Jacobs. You need somebody behind him.
And then draft Henry Ruggs. You probably still need a wide
receiver.
receiver.
But I wouldn't hammer that position. I don't think you have to hammer it. Yeah.
Well, dude, that's crazy that this wide receiver class coming out right now might be. It's not because now they're producing, but like it's not that far off of the one that came this year.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean,
Waddle
if
and
you're picking
Chase.
if you're
Yeah.
picking at 12 and Jamar Chase falls to you,
Yeah. You take him. Scoop him up.
yeah,
Nobody hates you for that. Just like
yeah,
CeeDee
and
Lamb
then
to the Cowboys. Everybody was like, yeah, CeeDee Lamb to the Cowboys. They didn't need him, but they got him.
yeah, and the Raiders, like I think one guy I like keep an eye on if I'm the fans is they like their Alabama guys,
Clemson. Yeah.
so keep an eye on Barmore, the defensive tackle there.
Yeah.
He's not Quinn Williams, but he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick coming into the season, and hasn't been as dominant as people thought. But if you have an opportunity to get him, I think that's probably like you got to keep an eye on Bama and Clemson, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're going to take Travis Etienne or whatever. We're going to take him in the first round, the running back from
Wow.
Clemson.
I would say take him in a later round. I'll take him if he falls because running backs fall. I'll take him. But yeah, no.
Nah, he's gonna go between like 20
I want
and 40.
Najee. I want Najee Harris, man. Bama. I want him
Cool.
as maybe a second round pick or something because I'm with him.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because like with the draft season this year, there hasn't been a lot of college football, so there's not a lot. Like there's some guys like Parsons. I don't think he played this year.
He did. He opted out. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I've been like trying to like you're jamming tape from like the last like the 2019 season, and then I've tried to tune into colleges as much as I could. I don't have as much time this year as I did last year because last year I knew every player drafted. I could tell you strengths, weaknesses. This year I'm kind of keeping it to like the top 50.
Yeah.
And the Raiders have I don't know, man. It's hard to get excited about the draft when it just keeps every time you're like, I want this guy. And then you want to look like, where's this guy projected to go? 25 spots higher. That's where you're going to the Raiders. Like
it's true.
I
can't figure them out. I've never gotten their picks right. I just don't. Yeah.
Dude, and then the fans want to yell at you and they want to say like, you don't know better than the professionals, dude. If I drafted for the Raiders the past 10 years, dude, we'd be so good.
Yeah, I said that on my other podcast today. I was like, yo, like somebody's like, you can't question your coach. You don't know more than your coach. I'm like, in certain situations, I'd have called the right play. No. Yeah,
like, dude, it's. I know it's like like it's hard. Football's hard, and there's franchises. We're not the only one that has like been bad for a long time.
No,
but
the list is shorter and shorter every year.
You have to find a way to improve your team, and like I don't know. I don't think that the Raiders have been drafting super well, and you can't afford to extend all these guys. So
no, but I don't think you will. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
You got to think about it. Like, okay, Jacobs, right?
Shouldn't.
No. Farrell. Maybe.
He's played. Watch out. I'm just saying. Yeah. Just watch out.
Ruggs and Arnett too early. Okay.
Yeah.
But these guys are all due for extensions. The second rounders too. Crosby. They're all Mullen. They're all going to be due for extensions in the same 2-year period. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm the Raiders, I'm trading this year's first round pick, and I'm getting somebody.
Yeah.
That is going to come in and like be an elite defensive player. I don't know who's available. I don't know who's going to be available. Like today I was trying to think of some names to talk about on here. And like the only name I can come up with was like Garrett Joe. What's the guy?
Grady Jarrett from the Falcons.
Grady Jarrett. I was going to say Grady Jackson, but
no, I remember Grady Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done that. Like I've done that so many times with him. Yeah. And then I was thinking like, if the rumors were true about Quinnen Williams, that'd be a guy you would trade for, But then in that case, he would be due for an extension at the same time as those guys.
Something like that. Give me
teams Minka Fitzpatrick and all those guys got traded for this is the year you should do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the team. So if the Raiders were to do that, and I don't hate that. If the Raiders were to trade, and we're probably assuming defense here, if they were to do that, trade for a defensive player, give me your pick for who you want to be the defensive coordinator next year and who you think will be the defensive coordinator next year. Because it's not the same guy, I'm pretty sure.
So, dude, I really like Aaron Glenn.
Where is he at? I've been hearing the name.
He's with the Saints.
Yes,
and
okay.
He's the DB coach, but like they give him a lot more duties than that there.
Mhm.
and it's like an up and coming mind.
That's what I want.
Um, and I like him, and I think that I, I think that that's a possibility. I think Gruden's going to want somebody like that, and then I wouldn't mind Gus Bradley.
Oh, that Seattle defense doesn't travel well, man.
Yeah, and I don't want Wade Phillips.
No, no, ex Wade Phillips. We don't do Wade
So
Phillips over here.
I think Raheem Morris, but like I don't think he's leaving. I think Atlanta's going to make him the head coach.
Ah, really? Yeah, I think that's who Gruden wants.
I think that's who I think. Like if I had to guess who it's going to be,
Mm-hmm. I'm
I'd
with you.
guess Raheem if he's available.
I'm with you.
And then for me, it'd be like I wouldn't be mad at anybody except I don't think Wade Phillips is a good fit.
He's on Twitter begging for jobs all year. Somebody would have hired him.
But it's another guy that's probably past his prime.
Yes.
He's going to come in with his old school 3-4, ideas, and we don't have the. You want to talk about a rebuild?
Yeah, I talked about this last episode. You can't.
We don't have the talent.
Yeah, Clelin Ferrell's not a 5 tech, and then you're going to waste that pick. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what do you do with who's going to be? Is Arden Key going to stand up and rush the passer?
That's probably the best. That's probably the best move for him, but only him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like the one guy that fits it.
Yeah. Crosby's not a stand-up linebacker. Clelin Ferrell's not a 5 tech. Hankins is not a true nose in the 3-4. No.
Well, that's what I was going to get to next. Is like, you would have to draft a nose tackle, or.
And then what did you? Well, your 5 first-round picks don't mean anything, damn near. Like it's like what the fuck? You got to have somebody that makes this work, man. At least makes it average.
My problem with Gunther is, like you have a guy who handpicked these guys. He had a lot of say in who was getting picked, and you still just could not get any production from him.
No.
And like you're like the Raiders. I mean, dude, they're so conservative with everything they do. That's the problem, and that's why I get so frustrated. Is like the red zone offense. It's conservative, but then it's it's an organizational thing, dude. You don't trade a 5th round pick for Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah, but you do it for Raekwon McMillan. You do a pick swap.
And how many snaps has he played this year? 70?
Yeah, I the first time I saw him play, like where I noticed it during the game, was yesterday.
Yeah, and I didn't see close enough yet.
Stunk. Yeah, he stunk.
Yeah, and it's like, you have
Zay Jones last year was a 5th round pick. People forget that. 5th round pick.
Yeah. Well, because I was when I'm looking at the Raiders, there's on Tankathon they do where the picks have come from and gone, and we've lost. We had a 6th round pick.
Trevor Davis.
That we lost to COVID.
Oh yeah.
And then we had two 5th round picks at some point, and one was McMillan and one was Zay Jones.
Tight.
So you don't give up a 5th round pick for Carlos Dunlap, who's proven and like a good pass rusher.
Played with Paul Gunther. Yeah.
We have the worst pass rush in like NFL history.
It's not great.
And you decide that that's cool.
No, we're set.
No, you know what we'll do? We'll sign Vic fucking Beasley.
Yeah, I love the cope from the fan base that he was going to eventually sack the passer. Yeah.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Tack McKinley. Problem solved.
Okay. I solved the problem for next year.
Yeah. No, we're set.
We don't even need to draft one next year, dude. We could just re-sign Tack.
Get him healthy. Anyways, okay, before I wrap it up here, you were saying today on Twitter, and I don't need you to say give up your sources or anything, but you were saying, hearing some things, big things are coming in the offseason. Give me a hot take, one thing that's going to happen this offseason that we're not expecting.
So I think that Gruden tends to not take blame for much. And I don't think that he is going to all of a sudden be like, you know what, this season was my fault. So I think that there's some changes coming in the front office. And I don't think I'm going to agree with him. But, the hierarchy of the organization right now is set to where Gruden has the deciding factor on everything. And I think that you're going to see. I think you are finally going to see a change at quarterback, and I don't think that necessarily it's the right time.
Wow.
I think that you'll see, like the next 2 weeks will play a factor in it. And like if he feels like Mariota does enough to prove that whatever, but see who's going to take the blame for the two bad or for the bad 5 first round picks. Is Gruden going to come out and say, you know what, I picked those guys?
Gunther, they're going to put it on Gunther's defense.
No, I don't think that. I think you're going to either see like him give up some control on stuff, or he's going to blame it all on Mike Mayock. That's just like my gut feeling.
So you think he's looking for a fall guy?
I've heard minor things, and I've been right a lot. People don't usually give me my credit, but I've been right a lot, and I have like a couple. I've heard it from multiple people that Gruden's not super happy with the player development and stuff, which has a lot to do with him. But it's also like, all the assistant coaches. So I think you're just going to see a lot of changes within the organization. I don't think he's going to I don't think it is necessarily going to be like, this is it for Mike Mayock, but maybe Gruden takes back his, more control of the draft. You know what I mean? Because I do think that Mayock had some say this year.
Yeah.
I don't think Gruden's going to ever go, you know what, Mike Mayock, Tanner Muse, right?
Yeah, gotta have him.
If Gruden wanted him, he's going to take him.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that like some of these picks, like Arnett, I think Mayock has a lot of say in it. I don't know. Middlecoff, first off, I don't like Middlecoff.
Not a lot of people do. But
he's right a lot. And he said the same thing. I didn't even see it, but he's heard, like that Mayock might not be super happy with not having 100% control of the draft either. Like, excuse me. So if you took a GM job in the NFL, okay, and you get there and you don't have control over the picks, does that are you good with that?
No, but why do you take it? Because the head coach has a 10-year, $100 million deal. That's why I think he has some say. Why do you leave NFL? Why do you leave NFL Network? You have the cush job if you don't have any say. That's what I never understood that. Like if Mayock doesn't make the picks, why the fuck would he leave?
I don't know. I think it's weird that like we even have to talk about it.
No, big time weird.
Like, most organizations, it's like, hey, we have the owner.
Yeah.
The GM, the assistant GM, the scouts, the coach, and
Yeah.
usually they'll, like Seattle,
chain of command, a real chain of command. Yeah.
Well, like, Kansas City. Okay. Like Andy Reid has a lot of say in who they draft, but their GM comes in and goes, hey, I like this guy. And the scouts, they trust their scouts. And dude, the rumor a couple of years ago that the Raiders sent all the scouts home.
Oh, for the Cleveland Farrell pick. Yeah.
Yeah. You sent all the scouts home to take Cleveland Farrell number 4.
Yeah, because the scouts were like, "That's fucking stupid." Yeah, yeah, that's why. And they're like, "Hey, go home. This pick's good." Yeah,
dude, you had like a scout in the corner. He's all like, "Hey, take Brian Burns."
Yeah,
and you had another guy. He's all, "Hey, Josh Allen." And he had like another guy. He's all Ed Oliver. And Gruden just shut the door.
Why don't you just get out? Yeah,
get out. We're taking Cleveland Farrell.
No, you may not take the sandwiches with you. Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, I do this every time. Okay, I make a list of like 5 players when our pick comes up, and I go, dude, I'll be happy with any of these 5.
Yeah, it's never
like, well, this is awesome, right? Devin White, Ed Oliver, Josh Allen, Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go, guys. Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, that was what I maybe was thinking about at Trayvon's pick.
Hey, hot take. You know who the first round pick for the Raiders is going to be this year?
Go ahead. Lay it on me.
Pitts from Florida.
Dude, he's a fucking monster, dude.
Gruden's trying to build. He'll draft him to make him tight end 3.
Yeah, he's gonna get the Witten snaps or the Moreau snaps.
See, that's the
Foster's
problem. That's the major problem, like in my opinion. And there's like we've talked about 15 problems, but the
it's a
biggest
problem.
problem is
Yeah.
that their roster isn't good. Okay, and they're drafting guys early to fill a role instead of drafting elite players.
Yeah. Look at Jihad Ward. Jihad Ward gets snaps for the fucking Ravens, dude. Like
Dude,
Carl.
you draft Cleveland Farrell like to be an edge setting defensive end at number 4.
Poor
Okay,
guy. Yeah.
if you took him at 27,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. I
Then
feel okay about it. Yeah.
yeah. And I hate that Cleveland Farrell gets bashed on and like it's not
He's
his fault.
improved. He has improved. Analytically, there's analytics that show he's improved this year. He's not getting
He
fucking
didn't
sacks.
he didn't take himself at 4.
Exactly.
Now you take a guy like a box safety at 24,
fucking worse, dude.
right? And then you take a guy Tanner Muse who's going to be a special teams ace in the 3rd round.
How many special team snaps did he get this year? No.
You take Lynn Bowden, a quarterback wide receiver from Kentucky, and you move him to running back and cut him.
Because he can't pick up the blitz. Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, it's, and then like John Simpson, might be the best pick in that draft.
I think he's gonna be a solid player. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he wasn't supposed to play this year.
No.
But then, like it's just you keep taking these guys and you pay these guys to play these roles instead of getting a guy that can like be an elite player, You can't take role play like you can't take like if the Chiefs drafted Tanner Muse, okay? And they're like, we're gonna move, he's gonna be our best special teams player and he'll play some linebacker from time to time. You wouldn't question it because their roster is fucking awesome. But the Raiders need players that are going to come in and play every snap, and they're going to come in and they're going to make winning plays, and you're taking guys that play 17 snaps a game. Like,
Yeah.
If you're not going to use Foster or Moreau, why'd you use a 4th round pick on him?
Yeah, but fuck. Hey, man, shout out my guy, All Hail Al Davis. Him and I got a little thing about Foster Moreau, man. Foster Moreau's a beast. Fucking beast, dude. And you're like, hey, I need an older, slower version of him, please, for $4 million. Because Foster Moreau ain't good.
I thought they signed Witten because they
Coach.
I thought they signed him because they were concerned that maybe Moreau wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Or he was going to opt out because of the injury.
Because he looks great. Yeah, Moreau looks great right now. Yeah.
But see, like I was saying today, I'm like, with Gruden, every move that he's made, like the 1st round picks and the free agent moves have all the trading for AB, trading for Martavius Bryant,
Trevor
all
Davis.
of them, okay, all of them have not worked out, and except for the ones like he lucked into Darren Waller, like
Greg Olson made that call.
Yeah, so I mean, like, and then you lucked into Nelson Aguilar. And
which is a Mayock thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You lucked into Max Crosby. Like you lucked in, none of them are like, you know what, dude, like this was like they're all kind of like, you're using 4th round picks are like generally if you hit on them, you're pretty lucky or your scouts did an amazing job.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough when you see them just it's hard to get excited about the offseason when you know that it's going to be a disappointment.
I'm not. This is the first year where I'm not excited at all.
Because I just can't, I don't trust them.
No.
I don't trust them to make the right pick. Like if you, we're going to take some, slot corner at 17.
Coastal Carolina, the new up and riser in the draft. The Raiders traded up. No. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but.
Or like, what, AJ Cole, you shanked one punt. Let's get a punter.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't catch a snap either. I mean, I'm sorry. I know they weren't going to make that field goal, but Jesus.
So I don't know, man. Like it's rough because you're like, I want him to. I have a list already of like 10 free agents that I want him to target, and we'll probably not get any of them. And they'll like if they don't go and get a pass rusher that is not Vic Beasley,
See what Frosty Rucker's up to. See if he wants to come back.
Bro, he was like our best defensive lineman. I was joking with my dad, dude. I'm like, you know who the best defensive lineman has been the last, like, who would you guess? Like, I'm going to tell you right now who the best defensive lineman for the Raiders has been the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I don't even know if he played against the Colts, but
the last 2 weeks, best defensive lineman.
Chris Smith, dude, and that's pathetic.
I was gonna say Vickers, but yeah, you're right. You got it. Yeah,
And Vickers too. Like,
the same guy, pretty much. Yeah.
You got those guys out producing. Where's Mo Hurst?
Well, Mo Hurst, I think, is getting over COVID. So they were saying his snap count's been limited because he's having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. And then, like, obviously Malik Collins was not producing, but
Max Crosby stinks too. I'm not. And when I say stinks, I just mean if you're going to start him, expect your defensive end position to stink. He's a good.
Be careful, dude. Be careful. He's going to come and DM you,
dude. I have a clip of Marcus Johnson roasting him. Nobody listened to it at the time. I have it. I'm just saying, like, it's been a thing. When he wins against the tackle he's on, he gets the quarterback down. He's a great finisher. He never wins.
No, I'm not.
He's a sub-package guy on a good team. Sub-package.
I said it coming into the season, and I stand by it. If you go into a season with your starting, edge guys, Cleveland Farrell and Max Crosby, you have what's coming.
4th overall and a 4th rounder. Yep.
And, they didn't do anything to address the edge. They go sign Carl Nassib.
Big money. Rush to get him.
And, dude, honestly, he played better than I've seen. Like, he played
Why
so
was he
good.
A healthy scratch? Why was he a healthy scratch?
And it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're telling me right now that Vic Beasley's giving you better snaps than that? Bro, Beasley got lit up twice by a wide receiver yesterday.
He sucks. I posted, I was like, I don't know why you're excited about Vic Beasley. He sucks. And people were like, dude, nah, bro, new blood in here. He's going to show that, man. I'm like, dude, are you coping right now? Is this just a coping, like PTSD coping thing in the fan base? Like,
no, dude, I figured out how to address the offseason and how whenever you sign a player, okay, like when we signed Malik Collins, Dallas Cowboy fans were like, this dude stinks. Okay. But then, like, Raider fans are like, look at the explosiveness.
Shut up. Yeah.
Marinelli likes him for a reason. And, like, myself included. Nelson Aguilar, well, everybody thought he sucked. But,
I loved him. I was like,
dude, it was one of my favorite pickups.
I liked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, but it's funny because when you pick somebody up and the opposing fans are like, damn, I'm really mad that we didn't re-sign this guy. Then, okay, it might be a decent, or whatever. And then it's just kind of funny because it literally never fails. Like when we got AB, the Steelers fans were just like, thank you for taking him. Like,
that was
he's
terrible.
He's never gonna play a snap in a Raider jersey.
Fuck.
And then it just never fails, dude.
I hope they fucking lose in the playoff. Fuck them. They don't deserve to be right all the time. Fuck them.
Dude, I'm good if the Chiefs don't win. This year's fine, dude. Or, you know what, dude? COVID's starting to spread. Let's just get this season over with.
Well, that was my take on John Gruden, man. I need like 3 more COVID violations, and then Gruden gets the Pete Rose ban. How about that? Then we get to start over at head coach. How about that, bud?
How about we take
pull your mask down? Hey, if you're no, I'm not gonna say that, but like I'm just saying, if you're the Raiders, start fucking up, dude, because that guy Gruden is the problem. He's the number one problem to me. You had him ranked at 2. Number 1 is Gruden for me. This isn't gonna get better. He has no hot seat. His seat is ice cold.
Who hired him?
Of course, but he's here now. He was the problem before that. Now Gruden's the problem because he has a 10-year deal.
I don't disagree.
John Gruden could take Mark Davis's girlfriend tonight. Could just be like, "Hey, Mark, it's mine tonight. I hope you know that." And he's just like, "Yeah, sure, John. I'll just eat these spring rolls, P.F. Chang's." Like, no, I'm telling you, John Gruden runs the show. He was like, "Thanks for the 10-year contract. This is mine now." Just pulled up his leather jacket like Roger Klotz and Doug, dude, and just took everything.
Dude, the crazy part about it is that this team was 6-4 2 years in a row.
Groundhog Day.
And Gruden is so stubborn. He can't make any change. Like, he won't change anything. Like,
It's not him.
last,
Right?
like, I don't know, dude. Like, the running, like, clearly Jacobs has been banged up all season.
Yeah.
And running him directly up the middle behind the guards.
Every first down, too.
Every first down. And then it's 2nd and 9. And you run a 6-yard curl.
Every time.
So it's 3rd and 3 every time.
Play action on 3rd down, roll out. Quarterback has to make something happen. Yeah,
dude,
nobody's open.
We didn't talk about it, but what the fuck is that goal line play that they run every
Alec Ingold. Yeah.
But it's not always Alec Ingold, because when they got their first field goal, the Raiders did.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They run that's when Carr got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They run that stupid rollout to the right, and Jason Witten is standing by the front pylon every time.
Yeah.
It's the same play.
Yeah.
You know, the one he scored against KC to take the lead?
Yes.
They run that. It worked once. You know what? We're going to run it every time.
Yeah, they can't stop it. Yeah.
Dude, the Chargers literally, like, the linebacker just turned around and ran to the pylon.
Yeah, he just played there, lined up over there.
He didn't even know where Witten was. He just ran to the pylon and stood there.
No, you don't have to know. You'll catch up to him. Yeah, and
then the linebacker beat him there.
Yeah, Witten runs in fucking quicksand, dude. And
I've never seen a more not like somebody that's such a non-athlete. Like, I think that I can go out there and run faster than Jason Witten.
Oh shit, Jason Witten! Did you hear that?
And I had 6 White Claws for dinner.
6 White. Did you shotgun him?
I only do that when the Raiders win, dude. So I haven't really been doing that lately.
Jesus Christ, there's a fucking tumbleweed rolling across your thing right now. Damn, dude. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Well, shit, dude. I appreciate you joining me. I think that's it. I think it's enough misery. I don't want people to commit self-harm here anymore. But
dude, they're gonna be in my DMs like, you said you hated Max.
Hey, look, I got a few more listeners now since you were here last time, so people are gonna listen to what you say. So, nonetheless, this is Rock Vegas. Matt, anytime you want to come on and talk some shit, you know where to go. I know you go on radio, but over here, if you want to talk some shit, come over here. And I'm going to need you during draft season for sure. So you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Glen Rockney. And what are you? You're at Fattest Malin? Is that your?
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second.
I always forget.
I'm always on my 3rd account, you know.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But hey, I've been this one's gone a year.
You've been
I've been a little more well behaved, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, that's it. You're on Silver and Black today, and Raider Ramble, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What's going on over there? You got anything else that we don't know about?
Me and Chris we're doing the podcast still, but we're kind of slacking on it. And then pretty much the Ramble I'm going to be doing every month. I'm going to be dropping a mock draft on there. So
tight. Very nice.
We'll be getting some real. I'm starting to watch tape a little bit more, and I'll kind of start thinking about who we're going to reach for.
Nice. Yeah. Look for those 3rd rounders for day 1. Love it. Sounds good. All right, man. All right, man. Thanks for joining me. See you guys next time, and I'll take a long week off. Let's go. All right.